Have you ever wondered what could be the worst punishment in history? Our journey through time reveals a variety of punishments that reflect the values, fears, and social structures of past civilizations. From the strict moral codes of the ancient Egyptians to the brutal public spectacles of the Roman Empire, each society had its own unique approach to justice and retribution. In the vast expanse of human history, punishments have ranged from the seemingly benign, such as fines and public humiliation, to the utterly horrific, like burning at the stake or being drawn and quartered. Each punishment served not only as a deterrent, but also as a reflection of the society that implemented it. Yet among these, some stand out for their sheer brutality and the terror they instilled in the hearts of the people. One such punishment hails from a time and place known for its merciless rule, the Assyrian Empire. Today we delve into one such brutal punishment from history, impalement in the Assyrian Empire. The Assyrian Empire, an ancient kingdom known for its gruesome methods of punishment. With its origins dating back to the 25th century BCE, this empire stretched from modern-day Iraq to Egypt at its peak, asserting its dominance through a formidable military force. The Assyrians were renowned, or perhaps more accurately feared, for their brutal approach to justice, which was as much about instilling terror as it was about enforcing law and order. Their military prowess was unquestionable, but it was their chillingly ruthless justice system that truly set them apart. They believed in the power of deterrence, and in their hands, punishment was transformed into a public spectacle of horror. Methods ranged from flaying, where the skin of the guilty was stripped off, to the more elaborate and painfully prolonged process of impalement. Their most infamous punishment, impalement, was a clear demonstration of their chillingly ruthless justice system. Impalement, a punishment that originated in the Assyrian Empire, was as horrifying as it sounds. As we delve into the origins of this gruesome method, it's essential to understand the context. The Assyrian Empire, one of the earliest cradles of civilization, was known for its ruthlessness and bloodthirsty rulers. This was an era where power was exerted through fear and intimidation. Impalement, in its most basic form, involved driving a stake through a person's body, a process that was as brutal as it was slow. It was not merely a method of execution, but a public spectacle, a display of absolute power and control. The victims were often left on display for days, serving as a stark reminder of the fate that awaited those who dared to defy the ruling regime. The Assyrian Empire, with its penchant for control and dominance, saw in impalement an effective tool for maintaining order. It was a punishment intended to inspire fear, to discourage rebellion, and to assert the absolute authority of the king. The message was clear and terrifying. Cross the king, and this could be your fate. Impalement then was not merely a death sentence, it was a statement, a spectacle, a warning. It was a symbol of the ruthlessness of the Assyrian Empire, a testament to the lengths they would go to maintain power and control. This was a punishment designed not only to kill but to serve as a warning to others. The process of impalement was a slow and agonizing ordeal for the condemned. Now, let's delve deeper into this harsh form of punishment that was prevalent during the Assyrian era. Impalement was a method of execution where a person was penetrated through the center of their body with a long stake. This stake was then erected vertically, leaving the victim to suffer a slow and painful death. Unlike other forms of execution where death was quick, impalement was a drawn-out process that could last for days. The process would begin with the preparation of the stake. This was not just a random piece of wood, but a carefully shaped instrument of death. It was tapered to a sharp point at one end, but not too sharp, for the stake was not intended to kill instantly. The stake was usually around 10 feet long, enough to raise the victim high for all to see. The person to be executed was then stripped and laid on the ground, or sometimes on a specially made table. The stake was positioned at the base of the spine, with the pointed end aimed at the victim's chest. It was then slowly, methodically driven into the body. The executioners were skilled in ensuring that the stake avoided vital organs as it made its tortuous path through the body. The aim was not to cause a quick death, but to prolong the agony, The victim would then be hoisted into the air, the stake embedded in the ground to hold them aloft. There the condemned would hang, suspended on the stake. They would be left to die, a process that could take anywhere from a few hours to several days. The victim would eventually succumb to a combination of shock, exposure, and internal injuries. This gruesome spectacle served as a powerful deterrent, a stark warning to all who witnessed it of the fate that awaited those who dared to defy the might of the Assyrian Empire. Death by impalement was a slow, agonizing, and public spectacle, a testament to a time when the value of human life was measured not in years or accomplishments, but in the capacity to endure suffering. Impalement wasn't just a form of punishment, it was a tool of terror. The chilling spectacle had a deep and lasting psychological impact on the Assyrian Empire's populace. This gruesome method of execution was not only a means to punish, but also to frighten others into obedience. Imagine yourself as a resident in the ancient Assyrian Empire, going about your daily tasks when you suddenly come upon a sight that sends chills down your spine. You see a fellow citizen, perhaps a rebel or a criminal, impaled on a sharp, towering stake. The image is gruesome, horrifying, and unmistakably clear in its message. This is the fate of those who defy the empire. This fear-inducing strategy was, in fact, a calculated move by the Assyrians. They knew that the sight of such a horrifying punishment would be enough to quell any thoughts of rebellion or defiance. It instilled a deep-seated fear in the hearts of the people, ensuring the empire's continued control over its subjects. But the impact of impalement extended beyond its immediate psychological effects. It was a public display of the empire's power and dominance, a stark symbol of the Assyrians' ruthless and unflinching authority. It served as a constant reminder to the citizens of the fatal consequences of challenging the empire's supremacy. Moreover, in a time when communication was not as instantaneous as it is today, the sight of an impaled individual could quickly spread the word about the empire's formidable power. It was a form of visual storytelling, designed to keep the populace in check and to deter potential enemies. In essence, impalement was a highly effective tool for maintaining order and control. It was a brutal yet effective form of psychological warfare, one that left a lasting imprint on the minds of those who witnessed it. Impalement was a stark reminder of the fatal consequences of defying the Assyrian Empire. It was a chilling message, etched into the psyche of the people, a message that reverberated through the ages and still echoes in the annals of history. With the fall of the Assyrian Empire, the horrific practice of impalement gradually disappeared. But what led to this decline? Well, it was a combination of factors, including new ideas about human rights and changing political landscapes. As societies evolved, so did their understanding of justice and punishment. The rise of philosophical and ethical thought, particularly in ancient Greece and Rome, began to challenge the legitimacy of such severe punishments. These civilizations started to question whether a society could be just if it subjected its worst offenders to such gruesome penalties. Meanwhile, the Assyrian Empire, once a dominant force, began to crumble. Internal strife, external threats, and economic instability all played a part in its downfall. With the empire's collapse, its cruel methods of punishment, including impalement, fell out of favor. The successors of the Assyrian Empire, including the Persian and Roman empires, had their own systems of punishment. These were often brutal, but they were also typically less gruesome and more focused on public humiliation than physical torture. Let's not forget the advent of Christianity and Islam, religions that, despite having their own punitive measures, significantly influenced societal norms and values about punishment. They emphasized forgiveness and mercy, which contradicted the idea of impalement. So, as time passed, impalement became increasingly rare, eventually disappearing from most societies. The practice became a grim relic of a bygone era, a chilling testament to the brutality humans are capable of when justice is left unchecked. In this video, we've delved into the dark depths of the Assyrian Empire's justice system, exploring the origin, process, purpose, and impact of impalement. We've seen how this cruel punishment was used not just to kill, but also to terrify and control. We've examined how it reflected the Assyrian Empire's power and ruthlessness, and how its decline mirrored the empire's own fall. While it's easy to distance ourselves from such a barbaric practice, it's crucial to remember that impalement was a real, horrifying fate for many people in the ancient world. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of justice, empathy, and respect for human life. While the practice of impalement may be long gone, the chilling reminder of the Assyrian Empire's brutal justice system still echoes in history. Let it be a lesson to us all about the depths of cruelty humanity can sink to, but also about our potential for growth, change, and progress towards a more just world. As we look back on these ancient punishments, it's a stark reminder of how far we've come. The brutal practice of impalement in the Assyrian Empire underscores the evolution of justice systems over millennia. It's a testament to our progression as a society, moving from the visceral to the jurisprudential, from the barbaric to the enlightened. It's a journey that continues as we strive to create a world that's just and humane. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon button to stay updated with our latest content.